We've covered the pros, now we go to the cons, and the cons is in the name itself. Because the recon industry is not governed by any corporate CI. For example, what I mean is Volvo has our own CI. We have a set of rules that were passed down from the Volvo corporate office, the HQ, the entire Volvo in the world. And from there, the CI is passed down to the local headquarters. The local headquarters enforce it with audits, enforce it with documentation, enforce it with a whole set of rules that we are obliged to follow. So this in turn raises standard quality of each dealer. It forces us to really be on top of the game every single moment and at any given time, right? So generally this is high quality, good service. You learn how to lay out your showroom, you learn how the flow works. Everything is very standardized, right? Like a franchise business is very standardized, but it is in turn very good for the consumer. Recon industry doesn't have this sort of governing CI to follow. Yes, you have some, but in terms of operations, the customer service, the quality, the layout of your shop, the whether or not you have wood in your shop as furniture, or a lot of wood and furniture in your shop, or non-existent, it is really up to the individual dealer themselves, right? So quality can fluctuate greatly from dealer to dealer, and because of that, there's a lot of cons that are involved as well in this industry. Not very proud to say, but that's the general consensus. We all know of the famous rolling back odometer one. There's also a less famous one where they import cars and they swap out parts for other cars, and by reconditioning it, they replace non-leather seats with locally retrofitted leather seats and sell it as if it's a genuine leather seat. There's lots of hanky-panky stuff in between it, but that is generally what people experience. So there's a lot of scams that can be involved in the recon industry. Not necessarily every dealer, because it's so wide and so decentralized. You have to kind of pick and choose which dealer you go to. The credible ones, the ones that you can trust, then yeah, I don't see any harm in that. On that point, you also need to do pre-purchase inspection. I highly encourage pre-purchase inspection. And the next one is a big one as well, which is the after sales. Buying from an authorized dealer in Malaysia, if you're buying BMW, if you're buying Volvo, if you're buying Mercedes, or any other brand like Porsche, Bentley, etc., they usually will have a 5-year or 3-year at the bare minimum maintenance or service program or maintenance warranty, which does not cover wear and tear, but covers some of the more important stuff like the engine, like the gearbox, etc. So you get a peace of mind for however much time you choose to drive the car, at least for the 3 years or 5 years or up to more. You have peace of mind when driving that car. If anything so to happen, you can bring it back to an authorized dealer which is responsible for that. In terms of recon industry, they are not really obligated unless they say that they are obligated. Abadi Motor Penang, normally if you buy luxury continental cars, we do provide 1 year free warranty. You can choose to extend it, but it's usually we sub it out to the third party warranty providers such as GMR, such as EasyCare. Normally we go with EasyCare. This is really relative to the car choice you have when buying in the recon industry. For cars that are locally assembled, the same car, if you bring in through the recon industry, the price no sense made. Okay, doesn't make sense. Why? Because locally assembled cars, you get a tax incentive. The cars are usually priced down a lot anyway, making it very affordable, even though it is a luxury car. Take for example Mercedes and BMW, and Volvo as well, which do have local assembled, and especially for their hybrid cars, locally assembled hybrid cars, these are the deals, price cheap relative. Even if you bring it to recon, it is considered cheap, and at the same time you get the after sales 3-year or 5-year warranty lumped into the car. And all this can be done with new car loan. It's such a good deal. It's such a good deal. Take for XC90 the example, or XC60 the T8, or even XC60 and XC90 T8. Such a good value buy. I tell you, cannot really get anything else like it, especially in the recon industry. No way at all. So yeah, my last point is that plug-in hybrids and electric cars do not really make sense in terms of recon industry. Even for Porsche Taycan, stuff like that, buying new from Porsche would normally be the best choice, especially if it's electric or hybrid. The Taycan is pure electric. So that's generally the lay of the land in terms of recon industry. I hope it was informative. I'm sorry this had to go on for so long. There's just a lot to cover. Some additional considerations for you to have, or rather that affects the recon cars and their prices and availability, etc. So first of which is currency exchange. These of course affects every import-export business. The recon is an imported car, so it obviously affects the final car price in which you will get any recon car. So currency exchange right now, it is not in favor of Malaysian ringgit. In fact, it is going upwards of 5.8, 5.9 from Malaysian ringgit to Great Britain pound. So that is generally not in favor, but there are times where it's in favor. You get cars relatively cheaper as well. So yes, it's affected by currency exchange. The second point is logistics. I'm sure many industries, many businesses, not limited to the automotive itself, is in fact facing a lot of logistical issues where the ports are congested, sea freight is in a lot of pain, having a lot of just not smooth experience. That obviously affects lead time, obviously affects supply available in Malaysia as well. So limited to availability, or limits availability and influx or importation of cars. Thirdly is the supply and demand of cars in the UK. If at the point in time making this video, the supply and demand of cars in the UK is also not in favor, meaning that in the UK the trend is moving quite considerably towards the fact that luxury, more high-end cars, right? Luxury cars, sports cars, performance cars, they are trading, and they are trading immensely well. Lockdown has since been lifted there, with a majority of their population being vaccinated or onto vaccination, herd immunity starting to kick in. And because of that, the whole buying mood is skyrocketing. Luxury cars are trading immensely over there. So this drives up the prices because, well, people want luxury cars and they just can't get it. So yeah, prices are appreciating for cars in the UK as well. That in turn limits the amount of supply that we are able to get into Malaysia as a whole. And from there, so that means that to get these cars, these luxury automobiles, these performance cars, to get these cars in the first place is very costly and very difficult. It takes a very long time, and compounded by the fact that not a lot of them are available in the market, and if they are, they'll be trading at a premium. So that's just some of the factors that can affect recon car prices here in Malaysia, as well as the availability. And of course, this can be, the reverse can happen as well. If this video has brought you any value at all, if it helped clarify what's recon industry versus used versus new, etc., if it's helped you cross shop cars, especially luxury continental cars from the UK, please do leave a like, a comment, and do remember to subscribe to this video. Please help me share this video if it's helpful to any of your friends or car buyers, or people who are just having a cheap but want to change car. Alright guys, I can be contacted through my Instagram, link over here if you're looking for a car. Otherwise, peace out, take care, Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Hey guys, this video was brought to you by Abadi Motor Penang, and I've written an article regarding this whole thing, breaking down the pros and cons, the context of recon cars in Malaysia in general, the whole industry, and for you to really weigh the advantages and disadvantages for yourself. So if you prefer to read instead of listen and watch the video, I will leave a link of the article in the description down below. Take care. Thank you.